a sliding desk, a drink station that you can convert to a washer and dryer, 3 slides, and one of the best bedroom-bathroom combinations in the game. Today we're touring all new Brinkley floor plan. Let's check it out. What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we have got a treat for you. This is the all-new 2025 Brinkley Model Z 3300. Today I woke up, head on down to Brinkley so I can give you one of the first looks of this all-new floor plan. Now, just in case you missed the specs, things like the length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes, I will put all that down in the description along with a link where you can access some location and some pricing. The starting run on this, the standard run on this, is coming in with an MSRP of around 116,000, 116.5, somewhere around there. But I am very curious to see what you think about this. You know, when you walk in to a Brinkley, it just feels different. It looks different. I mean, you got the square windows, you have the badging, you have what I think is the nicest looking front cap in the entire RV industry, where you got kind of the matte black decal with the painted fiberglass front cap. It's all molded. You also have the, you know, the automotive, you know, looking lighting system right there. I mean, how nice is that? But everything about this just screams pinkies up, highfalutin, gonna have a great time, possibly even living in your camper because it is full-time warranted and full-time rated as well. But let's go ahead and check it out. If you have questions while we are watching, put it down in the description. I'll do my best to answer those in a timely fashion, but I do know that Brinkley is one of the few brands that actually pays attention to feedback and will make, you know, like active tweaks out throughout the year. So I know that they would greatly appreciate what you guys think of this floor plan. But again, it's the 2025 Brinkley Model Z 3300. So this is going to be a triple slide unit, 2 of which are going to be in the living room. And I mean, let's talk real quick about countertop space, because you have a lot of it just within this frame. You have a massive island with the LED lights that's going to be tied in to the frame with a steel base, so extremely sturdy. I'll push around on that here in a little bit. TV on a televator with the fireplace. You got the oven, microwave, tons of prepping space and cabinetry, as you can see. And then you flip it around, you have plenty of just moving and grooving room in general. So at no point are you feeling cramped here in this living room. Now this slide is going to be kind of your seating slide slash dinette slash desk. If you guys haven't seen this table before, it is pretty darn unique to Brinkley in the fact that this is kind of in the, I would consider this kind of like the desk mode. You know, honey, give me a little bit of space. I'm getting some work done while she's reading, enjoying a good view of the lake life. But you can pull this out to create, you know, a little bit of a longer, more suitable for like maybe like some dining, or, you know, if you're playing euchre, if you're just whooping your neighbors with your wife and you're beating up on Meg and Chris and euchre time and time again, this would be where you are doing it. Shout out to you guys. Oh man, talking that smack on a YouTube video. You know, you got to. We beat them in euchre all the time. You guys, that's just fact of life. So what's also cool about this table is you can push it all the way to the left, or push it all the way to the right, or push it all the way to the left, and you can really configure it however which way you want. Plus, if you're someone that likes to drink a little bit of wine, you can sneak a couple under the table bottles, but you also have a drink station over there, which we'll get to in here in a second. So right off the bat, this slide is tall enough for me to stand under, so I really appreciate that. Not all brands are like that. You know, a lot of them are, but not all brands are. I'm 6 feet tall, so you're looking at about 6'2" for head height. So you got to enjoy that, especially if you're, you know, a taller person that's out there. You do have the theater seating, and it's going to be one of those fancy kind where, you know, it's really nice and comfortable on your back, firm on your buns, but you're also going to get a little charging station right here. And then you also have a heat mode as well. So that way, you know, you can stay nice and a roasty and a toasty when you are snuggling up and watching a movie that is going to be directly across with, again, that fireplace. Love the fireplace because one, it you know, it looks really nice. I mean, look at that. It just looks really good. But two, it's also going to provide you with a lot of electricity, which is oftentimes a lot cheaper than your propane. And the one that they use is a little bit upgraded. So the Innaflame puts out 4,777 BTUs of heat, which will heat up roughly 500 square feet of RV, which in an RV this size, this whole room can get really nice and lit up pretty darn quick. Don't sleep on those electric heaters. They are some powerful, powerful beasts. The windows open up for a good breeze, so like to see that. You can get a little cross breeze action going on, but you're also going to have kind of the Brinkley classic here for the shades. They really started this trend where you have the day shade and then the night shades. That way, you can go full on Dracula or half Dracula, block some nosy eyes out, keep the old skin from sizzling. You're also going to notice there are going to be no staple holes, and it's all built into the framing there. Same thing with the slide outs. It's all going to be applied in from the back. So it's going to be a little bit more of a sturdy build. You're also going to notice no trim along the ceiling there. So when you go shopping for RVs, take note of that, because that trim, not that there's anything wrong with how other people, build some stuff, but this is going to be a little bit more of an expensive way because they got to pay attention to the detail. If they nick a corner when they're cutting it out, they can't just hide it with a piece of trim. So they're really not trying to pull one over on you. They're just trying to give you a really nice product, but you are paying a premium, to get it. The Brinkleys are not inexpensive. So this island, one of the tippity top in the game, like I was saying before, it's a steel base that is tied into the frame. So basically, if you get on that and you push it, like you can't even, it doesn't even budge, which is, pretty darn bonkers. Love to see it. You're also going to be able to put like the little doggy bowl down there on the edge, which you guys are fans of Brinkley. If you've seen one before, you'll know what I'm talking about. The GFCI outlet right here, and then you got your stainless steel undermounted bowl, and it's got those little, the hex clad or whatever those little pans are, those little hexagons. They got that in there too, so it gives you a nice little kind of a grippy texture to it with the high-rise faucet, whoosh, 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 hitting those dishes from all angles. And you got the little drying rack doodad. That worked out pretty darn well. Right down here is going to be a good area. Nice little spice racks. That's pretty cool. I'm just kidding. Right here you got some pull-out drawers, and they're going to be some of the extra sturdy kind. They're going to be a residential finish to it. It's also going to have the dovetail there too as well, with the soft close that you just saw. So top two are going to be this size. Bottom one is going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier there for you, more suitable for some of your bigger items. Now underneath the sink, you have shut-off valves at each point. So if you spring a leak, you'll be happy you have that. But you're also going to have really clean-cut storage there. With a good place to put all your stuff. And then if you are like everyone on earth and you got trash, now you got a place to do it. But the cool thing is you can go like recycling and garbage, so that's cool. So basically, if you're camping, it's probably trash on one side, like beer cans on the other, however you're doing it. And then you got also a little paper towel holder that is removable, and a place where you can put your parchment papers or tinfoil, your Ziplocs, all that good stuff in one good spot. Now flipping it around, this is what I'm talking about for that countertop space. I am someone who does, prominently most of the cooking for our family. I really like to cook. It's just kind of like, my thing. We all got our thing. That's mine. As you can see, as evidence of the belly, which is going down slowly. Slowly but surely, baby, chipping away. So right here, solid surface countertops. Little dividers. That is removable, so that's going to be nice to know that can be come out, I think. Yeah, it looks like it can come out. Looks like it's all one big piece there. More right here, which I don't know if I did it, but babe, if you're watching, I love you. And this is also pretty cool too. This extra long mirror over the window over the oven there. You don't see that. I don't think I've seen that before in an RV. Right here, you got the 3-top burner. And then it also has a bigger than average oven right there, so you can whip up a couple chickens, get cooking all the fixings for Thanksgiving. Magnetic latches, and again, the soft close, and a residential style microwave, which comes with the only 2 modes that matter, potato mode and beverage mode. So you can make yourself a baked potato, and you can heat yourself a nice warm Sprite, and get chugging. Just chugging along on a Sprite. Good old 2-liter, straight to the dome station. All right, so right here is going to be a pantry, and it's got everything that you need. It's got an outlet. It's got adjustable shelving. You can put your Keurigs. You can go ahead and have your Pike Place roast for your, Starbucks right there. And then this is also going to be your Furrion refrigerator. This is going to be a 12 volt, so it'll run off of the solar when you're driving down the road. It does have a pretty good safety latch here to take a little bit of time. Jeez, Pete. The thread on them, though, is pretty darn nice in all these refrigerators, just so it doesn't fly open when you're driving down the road. But the freezer on the left, refrigerator on the right, and again, 12 volts, so run off the solar, run off your truck, battery, all that good stuff. And then quite possibly one of my favorite areas of the camper is going to be this drink bar right here. And so I was told that this is also able to be pulled out, and it is washer and dryer prep for a combo unit, which is super neat. So you have this right here, which could be a combo unit, but you also have the ability to put it in your bedroom. But I know a lot of people don't like it in the bedroom, so it's nice to have options. You always want options. You got plenty of wine over there. Fortunately, that won't fit in the pocket. You got a little safety latch. Probably fit yourself up maybe about a 60 rackaroonie of your apple juices in there. And then you got the nice little kind of bourbon bar. But pretty cool little spot. I mean, what are you guys thinking about this new floor plan? I like the lights. You got the Steamer Stink Sucker 3000 right there, and you have the accent lighting up and around on the roof. Now, this is going to be the Chill Cube, which is nice. And if you're not familiar with it, this AC can actually run on 15 amps, which is pretty darn interesting. I didn't know that until I was told, just a couple moments ago. But that is pretty interesting. But this thing is big and beefy. I mean, this thing will cool you down in a heartbeat. There's also going to be another one in the bedroom that is going to be linked up to the bathroom as well. It's not going to be the Chill Cube. It's going to be a drop-in. Yeah, So right here, you got kind of the, what do they call it? Shoot, what do people with money call this thing? I think it's called ottoman. Yeah, ottoman. And what's nice about it is, and let me see here, because I can't really do it with one hand. Not that it's overly hard. It's just, with the camera, it makes things a little difficult. It actually pops up right there. So I think that is pretty darn nice. You're going to have the ability to, maybe... Ooh. Camera's going wonky here. All right, so you'll have the ability to use this as like a little TV dinner tray. So if you have the grandkids, you're able to, have a good place for them to sit. Maybe even do a little bit of coloring, something of that nature. And then you have the couch right here, which is going to be part of the two-tone decor. And what's nice about this couch is it pulls out into a pretty large bed there too as well, which is nice. Accent lighting with the little reading lights, another window, which is also an emergency exit just in case, the doorway gets blocked for whatever reason. But it is an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. Get yourself out in a hurry. You're also going to see USB, Universal C, and then, you got these big old open areas to put, all of your stuff there. Now, your main entrance, as we were walking in, you got the solid entry steps. You have the floating stairs with the lights there underneath, but you're going to get your fuse box, a nice little hanging closet. I'm thinking probably for me, it'd be maybe like a hoodie and then our leashes for our, little furry friends. We got 3 dogs and 2 cats. I don't think they're coming camping, but if they were, the dogs might. That's where, we would be hanging up their leashes. And then you have all your different lighting controls along with your tank fill levels right here. Dual awnings and then 3 slides, all controlled from one area. Now, if you're sitting down, snuggling up with honey buns over at the theater seating with your, to watch a movie or just to chill, relax with that fireplace, you can kind of set the mood right, get the little romance brewing with the dimmers. So I like to see that. I'm a big fan of the dimmers. I like the lighting system that they're using. Max Air Fan, which again, I think I pointed out earlier, is going to be right there. So it's going to help circulate some of that air there for you. And yeah, pretty snazzy little place. You also got a grab handle when you're coming up, and that's going to be put into the frame as well. So really nice and sturdy. So if you have a little hard time walking up stairs, you got some little help for you. And then I love the fact that this has dual entry into the bedroom and bathroom. So what's nice about it is if you do have guests, you can get a little privacy here and they don't have to come in, but also you don't have to come out and disturb them either. You got a mirror to check out the bowling gun, baby. And I like the fact that it does have the backlight, and then you actually get a lot of good countertop space, which isn't the case you know, all the time. I like how they offset this and put it over here where it jets out just a hair. So you're going to get a little bit more storage here underneath. And then you got 3 pull-out drawers. And again, residential cabinetry. So it is going to have that dovetail finish to it. Outlet, and then a really nice size shower as well. For a mid-pro fifth wheel, you got to love the fact that you got plenty of, sorry, I was trying to read something. My wife was texting me. We're going up to Goodyear tomorrow. I'm actually going to be doing a tour of the blimp here soon, so I'm pretty freaking excited for that. From RV to AirV, baby. So right here is going to be about 6'6" into the shower, Tri-Glide Glass Series, and it's enough room for myself, which I'm a fairly broad-shouldered guy. I'm 6 foot 300 pounds for reference. I can fit in fully sideways, and then if I back all the way up, I mean, you can see that there is room for 2, but it would be a tight 2 for sure. 4 ports for water spit out, so bada bing, bada boom, bingo and bongo. Plus, you got places to put your, you know, your Pantene Pro V. I swear, people hire me because I'm friendly. Got the little TP holder, and then right here you got your J hooks for your towels, and then another Max Air fan, so that way, you know, you can suck out the old steam or stink. East to west slide bed, and this is what I was talking about, one of the best bedroom bathroom combinations, because look at that closet, look at the bed. It is going to be a king bed with an optional queen, so you got, you know, you got options, you got choices, and that's all we want is a couple choices. But I mean, you got plenty of room. It's all clean cut looking pretty darn sharp. On either side, you have windows that do open up for a nice breeze, and you have shelving along with USB and Universal C on either side. You flip it around here, you got another TV, a big window for big views. I mean, imagine you're somewhere beautiful out on the lakeside, you know, looking out and chilling. And man, I think that would be really nice. But you can also get out, you know, in a hurry if you need to, be in the emergency exit. You have a little hidden top right here. So this slides forward so that way maybe you can hide up, you know, your guns, your jewelry, you know, whatever you got there. Chocolates from the kids. Little gremlins eat everything. We hid some candy after Halloween, so we hid a couple up in the closet, like in a metal tin that could not have looked more appealing. We open it up and it's just freaking wrappers. I mean, they're like ravenous dogs. It's crazy. I don't even know how they snoop it out. God forbid you do a little homework, but you hide a couple Reese cups in a metal tin 7 feet up in the air. Find it like it's nothing. So the hanging rod is also an LED light, so love that. Looks pretty darn good. You got some shoes. Cordless vacuum prep. Use a 1-inch screw only, it says. And then right here, you're able to put in a dryer and a washer. So pretty darn cool that you have the versatility on either side. But all right, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Now I'm going to head around the outside and just show you really quickly kind of where everything is located there. And then I'm going to get skedaddling. I got a whole bunch. I'm heading over to Coachman to do some motorhomes today, so keep an eye out for that. It has been requested, but I'm diving in. I'm doing like, I think it's like 12 motorhomes and 5 different campers between, you know, fifth wheels, and trying to do some smaller travel trailers as well. But if there's anything that you are looking for in particular, you know, drop a comment and let me know. So if you guys missed it the first time around, all the specifications, again, will be down in the description or my profile link, depending on where you guys are watching this. But I'm also going to drop that link to where you can find some locations, you know, to do a little bit of shopping if you guys want to buy one of these. But it's the 2025 Brinkley Model Z 3300, and now we're going to start the exterior tour. So classic Brinkley look. They switched up just a hair from last year, but man, I love the square style windows. I love the badging that they're doing. Even the where it spells out Brinkley, if I put the camera right up to it, you can see it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's kind of one of those bubble decals, I guess you would call it. I'm not sure exactly what the verbiage is on it. But it gives it a little texture, it gives it a little bit of life, and it stands out for you. The Brinkley icon is looking really nice with the matte glass finish, but you also have the automotive paint here on the front cap with the glow lights right here. Now you have the Kurt Helix for the pin box. The only thing that's going to be changing really on this camper is this is going to go from orange to black like this one. Let me zoom in on that for you. So it's going to go to that, a little bit of a sleeker look. But if you guys haven't driven with one of these, what's nice about it is this spring will basically, if you're driving, 70 or so miles down the highway and you hit a big pothole or, what have you, it will actually, absorb some of that shock, being a much more comfortable ride. And, who doesn't want a more comfortable ride? 24,000 pound rating. So it's much bigger than what you actually, would need really. So it's going to be a little bit more secure for you. And again, absorbing that ride. You have your 6-point hydraulic auto leveling, heated and enclosed underbelly. And then you do have the speakers that are going to be tucked up here, up underneath, which is, nice. I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, one right there. And then one on the other side. You have your LP Quick Connect. And then this massive pass-through storage. You can see right here, which is going to show off that aluminum frame construction, welded at all points with the LED lights. And you're also going to see you got a couple shutoff valves there for your water here. And then you have the Roxford Fosgate for the speakers. I think I mentioned that on the outside, but that might have been, or on the inside, but that might have been on the other tour. So just in case, I'll mention it again. Hot and cold water in the form of an outside shower on this side and on the other side, which is going to be really nice. Maybe spray off your feet if you're out there hiking, get a little bit dirty, or if you got some dogs, do what you got to do there. This also opens up for interior, exterior access. Really nice storage right there too with that metal box. I mean, that's a great place to, like in the other one, they had beach towels, but that is a perfect place, or beach chairs. That's a perfect place to put something that is a little bit messy that you don't want going in with all the rest of your stuff. So it's really cool that that's not wasted space, that they found a way to really take advantage of it. 17.5-inch Cooper H-rated tires that are going to be 16 ply, so a very beefed up tire for you. You also have the Brinkley B in the middle of it, which I think is pretty darn cool. The safety rail, which comes down, extra long for you, just to kind of help you get up, make life a little bit easier. And then the MORryde steps that flip up into the doorway. So if you're carrying in some groceries, you're coming from the gas station, you're doing whatever, you got your hands full, but you want the door to shut. It is something minor, but something to point out nonetheless. You push that down and let go. And just like that, that screen door is going to close behind you. So it's just another little added touch. It just starts to add up as you keep going. 25 mile per hour rated doors there for the wind. So they're going to be friction hinge, but they also have a magnetic latch to help you as well. Propane over behind this door. They're also going to be using the Solera, which series they're using? The Solera 3000 series. So what's nice about these is they'll actually run off of the 12 volt, which will be, again, your battery, solar, things of that nature. And they also put the soft glow light there up underneath. One more time, you got the frameless square style windows. Love to see it. It's a really sleek look for you. You also got a little place right here. Let me zoom on Insky for the old stinky slinky. Keep it nice and separated. Nobody likes that anywhere. And then right here on the back, you're going to see you have the backup camera. So I believe that's going to be the Furrion S Vision. But basically, you'll get a little 4.5-inch screen. Yeah. Suction cup right under your windshield so you can see what's going on behind you with some distance markers. This ladder is going to be rated at 300 pounds to get on top of your roof where you can check your seals, check your slides, make sure that everything is on the up and up maintenance wise. I recommend, getting up there about every 3 months. Of course, if you're parked under a tree, I would like you to get up there and brush off the slide prior to pulling it in, so that way you don't get, anything wedged into it. Or you can purchase a slide topper, which is a piece of awning that goes from here to here, and it'll kind of save you the headache from getting out. So it's kind of like a pay-to-play type option. You don't have to have it, but it is really nice and convenient. You have a 4-way flat, and then you have a 2-inch receiver, which I believe has a 300-pound hitch rating for, like bike racks, added storage, whatever you want to do there. But again, I'll put that down in the description so that way I'm not telling you something, incorrectly. Right there's going to be one of your valves, and the nice thing about that is these are also going to be electric controls for it, so that way you can dump it nice and easy without actually having to, pull any of those, kind of little skinny wobbly valves there. So I like the fact that Brinkley goes the extra mile on that. These are going to be all your bypass valves, and then your city water connections, your tank flush, which if you're not familiar with that, it's basically going to be a sprinkler system to clean out your poop tank. You also got a couple outlets. And then this potable water, this comes out incredibly long. I think it was like 40 feet or so last time I recalled there, but pretty darn crazy. Back end of that water heater, and again, that's the Furrion tankless hot water system. So again, as long as you have propane, you have instant hot water. So those are going to be great for people that like to take, extra long showers. Myself, I'm like a 4 or 5 minute guy. My wife, however, she likes to just sit in there for 20 minutes, it seems. So I think she would really enjoy that. Right here is going to be your leveling control. So, one click auto level, or you can control, kind of each jack independently, however you want to handle it there. But it's nice to have. And then right over here is going to be your propane. So the propane on this side, propane on that side, and you'll be living all right. Dock light control is going to be located right there. And then you got your, big old storage where you see your solar charge controller, a place where you can put a couple batteries, and then your, all the different hydraulics and all that kind of good stuff. Slam latch door. And I think that about wraps it up, guys. But drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2025 Brinkley Model Z 3300, baby. Have a great day. See you. Meow, 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 meow.